Hey kids, welcome to section 8.6, leasing a vehicle. Today we're going to calculate the total cost of leasing a vehicle. Big question of the day, would you consider changing your driving habits to drive fewer miles? Just to let you know, one of the biggest reasons why people do not lease a vehicle is because there are often limits to the number of miles that you can put on the car over the course of the lease. And most people don't want to have to worry about how many miles they've driven and if they've gone over or not. So if you're not worried about mileage, then I would say don't lease a car. If you are someone that can drive a small amount of miles or say change your habits, like doing all of your errands in one day instead of multiple days, then you might be able to lease a car. So that's what we're talking about today. A little bit of vocab. Rather than purchase a vehicle, you might want to lease one. When you lease a vehicle, you make monthly payments to the leasing company, the dealer, or the bank for 2 to 5 years. And so this lease is an agreement for the use of the property, such as a building or a vehicle, usually on an annual basis. You do not own the vehicle, but you are essentially renting it. And at the end of the lease, you may either return the vehicle to the leasing company or purchase it. So you can lease a car. You would rent it essentially from whatever company or dealer for a certain period of time. And at the end of the lease, you can either give the car back or you can buy it and now it's yours. You can also lease buildings, commercial buildings. You can lease, um, yeah, so basically cars and buildings. So there are two kinds of leases. The first lease is called a closed end lease, and this is the most common lease. This closed end lease says a contract that allows you to use a vehicle for a set period of time by making a specified number of payments. You return it owing nothing unless it is damaged beyond fair wear and tear or exceeds a mileage limit. And so if you damage the vehicle or exceed the mileage limit, then you're going to have to owe money to the leasing company. This is the most common. So you go to a dealer, you say, I want to lease a vehicle. They write up the contract. You lease it for 2 to 5 years. And at the end of the 2 to 5 years, as long as you have stayed within the mileage limit, you give the car back and you're done. A different type of lease is called an open-end lease, and this is a contract that allows you the use of the property, such as a vehicle, for a set period of time by making a specified number of payments, and at the lease's end, you can purchase the item for its residual value. And the residual value is just the vehicle's expected value at the end of the lease period. And it's often established at the lease signing. So, when in this type of lease, when you go to the dealer, you say, I want to lease a car. They write up a contract for anywhere between 2 to 4 years. And in the contract, it says at the end of this time period, this car is going to be worth this many dollars. You can purchase it then at the end of the leasing time for that many dollars. With either of these closed end leases or open ended leases, you have to pay all the monthly payments. You have to pay a security deposit, a title fee, and a license fee. So if you are someone that say likes new cars and wants to get a new car every few years, you might want to lease a car. However, there are mileage restrictions and the down payment or the deposit can be quite pricey. So sometimes leasing a vehicle is actually going to be way more expensive. So to find the total lease, you're going to take the number of payments and multiply by the amount of each payment. Then you're going to add the deposit, add the title fee, and add the license fee. Okay, so when you rent a vehicle or when you lease a vehicle, you're essentially renting that vehicle for a certain amount of time. And at the end of that time period, you can either give it back or you can purchase it outright. Okay, so here's some examples. Number one, Edwin Reed leases a pickup truck to use in his lawn care business. He pays a $2,000 deposit, $450 per month for 36 months, and an $80 title fee and a $240 license fee. What is his total lease cost? So remember, the formula says to find the total lease cost, you're going to take the number of payments, 36, and multiply it by the amount of each payment, which is 450. Then you're going to add onto it the deposit, then add onto it the title fee, and then add onto it the license fee. So if I multiply 36 and 450, I'm going to get 16,200. I still have the $2,000 deposit, the $80 title fee, and the $240 license fee. If I add all of this up, I get $18,520. So that means that for 36 months or 3 years, I can lease or rent a car for $18,520. Now that seems very expensive for only 3 years, and then you're potentially giving the car back at the end of that time period. So you have nothing to show for it. But some people really enjoy leasing, so it's up to you. Okay, number two, Kara Green leased a convertible by making a $3,000 deposit and paying $349 for 36 months, an $80 title fee, and a $112.86 license fee. What is her total lease cost? Well, total lease cost is take the number of payments, 36, multiply by how much each payment is, $349, add on the deposit, $3,000, add on the title fee, $80, and add on the license fee, $112.86. So if I multiply 36 and 349, I get 12,564. I still have the $3,000 deposit. I still have the $80 title fee, and I still have the $112.86 license fee. If I add all of this up, I get $15,756.86. So a little bit less expensive than the previous car. However, notice that the deposit is more, the monthly payment is less. And so there are always all sorts of factors that go into how much things are going to cost. Okay, number three, a Mini Cooper can be leased for $420 per month for 48 months. So that's 4 years. The amount due at signing is $6,540. That means that at the end of the leasing period, it looks like this person's going to buy it. So this is an open-ended lease. Versus number one and number two, these were closed leases. Okay. So part A says to determine the cost of leasing. So total cost, we can take the number of payments, 48, multiply by the price per payment, 420, add any deposit, 6,540. I don't see a license or title fee, so that's all I'm going to add. If I multiply the 48 and the 420, I get 20,160, and I'm still adding the deposit. This is going to give me a total lease of $26,700. So that's essentially renting a car for 4 years for $26,000. I don't know. I'd probably just buy a new car. Okay. Oh, actually, yeah, that's right. But at the yes, okay. B, if I am allowed 18,500 miles per year. If I drive 67,000 or 87,651 miles and the charge for excess miles is $0.07 per mile, how much do I owe at lease end? Well, I get 18,500 miles per year, and I'm getting the car for 4 years. So that means I'm allowed to drive $74,000. 74,000 miles. I apologize. Well, I've driven 87,651. I've gone over. So I can subtract the mileage and see that I've gone over 13,651 miles. So that's like almost a whole extra year of driving. Crazy. Well, each mile is 7 cents, so I can take $13,651, multiply by 7 cents, and I get an additional $955.57. So, as you can see, leasing can be a good option unless you go over in your mileage, and then you'll have to pay for every extra mile that you drive. In this case, an extra $955. So, if you've got extra money laying around and you're not worried about mileage, then you're good to go. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Haru Itu leased a sedan by depositing $1,500 and paying $450 per month for 39 months. He also paid a $145 title fee and a $99.95 license fee. At the end of the lease, he can buy the vehicle for $12,345. Actually, I think I said something wrong here. This is not an open-ended lease. My apologies. That is a closed-ended lease. Sorry there. Okay, so what is the total to lease? All right, total to lease. We can take the number of payments, 39, multiply by each payment is $450. We can add the $1,500 deposit. We can add the $145 title fee and the $99.95 license fee. Okay, if I multiply 39 and 450, I get 17,550. I've still got the deposit, the title fee, and the license fee. So if I add all of these together, I get $19,294.95. So that's how much it would cost to lease it. If I want to see the total cost to buy it, not only do I have to pay the amount to lease it, but I would also have to pay what the value is of the car at the time, which is going to be $12,345. So when you purchase a leased car, you not only have to pay for all of the leasing money, but you also have to pay for whatever the residual value is on the car. So this car, if we purchase it, is going to be worth $31,639.95. Personally, if I'm going to pay $31,000 for the car, I want to, keep it and maybe buy a cheaper one if I'm going to keep it anyways at the end of the years. Okay, number 5. This one's fun. Bruce Wayne leases a Batmobile to use in his crime-fighting business. He pays a $34,500 deposit, $900 per month for 48 months, and an $88 title fee and a $40 license fee. The lease stipulates a 15-cent per mile charge for all miles more than 50,000 driven. If he drives the vehicle 55,000 miles, what is his total lease cost? Okay, well, we need to take a look at his leasing cost. So let's look at the fact that there are 48 payments. Each one is $900. I also have a rather large deposit, $34,500. I have an $88 title fee and a $40 license fee. If I multiply 48 and 900, I get 43,200. Still have that deposit, still have the title fee, and still have the license fee. If I add all of this up, I get $77,828. That's the price for the leasing. Now I got to worry about the mileage. I'm only allowed 50,000 miles, but I went over that and actually drove 55,000. So I need to see how many miles over I am. So I take how many I drove and subtract how many I'm allowed. So that tells me that I went 5,000 miles over in my car. Well, each of those 5,000 miles is 15 cents. So if I multiply them together, I get an additional 750 bucks. So if I want to find the total lease, I'm going to take the monthly payment total, 77,828. I'm going to add the $750 mileage fee, and I get a total amount for the Batmobile of $78,578. So, Batman is a billionaire or multi-billionaire, or he's pretty rich. So he can afford a $78,000 Batmobile. Um, Yeah, so when you lease a car, you're essentially renting it for a specified period of time. At the end of that period of time, you can give it back to the dealer. As long as you didn't go over any miles, you're good to go. Or you can purchase the car outright. All right, kids, if you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, keep calm and keep trucking.